Alright, today we're gonna try changing a CV boot on the driver's side and the inner one. I've never done this before, so see how it goes. First of all, we're gonna grab a jack and the 17 mil socket and impact and rip the wheel off, and we'll go from there. Grab a little screwdriver, makes it a little easier to get this wheel cap off. Throw a jack in there just for safety reasons. Okay, so this guy in here is what we're looking at trying to replace. As you can see, it's bust off there and all the grease is coming out of it, so that's what we're trying to replace there. Alright, the first thing we're going to do is get this nut off here. And what we got to do is you got to take a flat screwdriver in here and just undent that nut. And now what we need is a 32 mil socket. I'm going to use an impact to try getting it off. Spun off just like that. Alright, the next things we're going to want to try getting off is the tie rod end, which is right here. The nut on it is a 15 mil. So we're going to try zapping it off with the impact. Looks like it came off. Then to get that loose, what we'll do is we'll just take a hammer and give it a couple good cracks right here, and that should pop it off. There she goes. Alright, the next one we're going to pop off is this one right here. It's a 19 mil. I'm just going to try zipping that off with the impact as well. Give her a couple good whacks on here with the hammer, we should be good. Now what we're going to do is just kind of press this axle out. I'm just going to use a little 3/8 extension hopefully to press it out. There we go. Now we gotta just turn the axle until that little tab comes somewhere where we can just cut it off with the side cutters. There she goes. So we just kind of move everything aside over here. Should be able to just slide this shaft on out of here. Alright. Gonna get in there and clean some of the crap out of there that there was grease that was flying out of the boot, and now there's sand and gravel that's stuck to it, and we don't want any of that sand and gravel in the joint when we put it back together. So I'm gonna just go in there and kind of clean some of that out with some rags. And then right where these bearings go into that joint there, I'm just going to clean out some of the old grease because it's a little sloppy. I think some water may have gotten in through that bad boot. Just going to take the side cutters again and cut this tab off here. Get rid of that. And then what you want to do is either take a knife, or you can use the side cutters too, just to cut this all off. Okay, so once you got that off, now you want to go grab another clean rag and just clean all the old grease off of here. It'll make it much nicer to work with. Okay, so once you're done that, you see this little snap ring here? You're going to need to pull that off with some snap ring pliers. When you're done that, you're going to want to take a puller and either pull this off or take something and gently tap on these ledges here. You don't want to be hitting on these because they're bearings, but if you can just gently tap on some of that cast iron, it should be okay. I don't have a puller, so I'm just going to kind of try to gently tap it off. If I have enough hands. Just grabbed a socket and set it under there on the shaft. Oh yeah, that goes quite simple. There she is. So here's my new CV boot kit. That's the boot. This is the ring that will go on the top side there. Got a little tube of grease for it. Then I also have this little ring that'll go on there. Put the small ring on the shaft first. You can grab the boot, throw that on the shaft. Now there's quite a bit of space in between the boot and the ring here, so we can tighten it up a few notches there. We're in the lowest notch and we should be able to go up 2 notches yet, so we're going to do that now. So you just take it, squish it together, and you should be able to go up a notch or 2. Yeah, we can go up another one yet. There we go. Okay. So now if you have the tool, which I don't, you should be able to just grab in here and pinch it together. I'm going to try using a dull pair of side cutters, and if you're careful, you should be able to crimp that together. But if you have the proper tool, I would use that. That way we don't risk cutting it instead of actually going together with it. So there's a little bit of a groove there where it'll just kind of slide in, and you just on the shaft, and that's where you want the ring to be. So I'm just gonna grab my dull pair of side cutters and hope that this works. Just flatten it out a bit there. But yeah, that should be good and snug, so that one went nicely. Alright, we're going to just take this piece and slide it back on here how it came off. I'm guessing it'll need a little bit of gentle tapping to get back on there again. Got a little mallet that should be able to do this for me. Once you've got that on far enough, then you should be able to grab your snap ring again and just pop her back on with your snap ring pliers. Take a bunch of the supplied grease and just slurp it in there. Get it all around, and can put some in the boot too. Maybe spread it around a bit with your fingers. Then what I'm going to do is take some of it and put it in where that those bearings slip in. We're going to take this ring and just pop it over there and adjust it to where you think you need it. And then we're just going to take this shaft and slide it on back in there. Alright, now you want to make sure that that rubber boot slides up over this lip. Come on. There we go. And you're just going to want to spin it. Make sure it's on all the way around, which it is. Alright, and we're just going to tighten that up with the side cutters again. Carefully. I'm going to spin it around to the bottom where I can hit it flat with a hammer. So I'm just going to take my little 3/8 extension and just put it on there and give it a couple taps and flatten it out. Now that we've got that clamp tightened up and we've got the boot in there and everything seems good and snug and shouldn't be leaking anything, we're just going to take this shaft and slide it through the bearing again. Just like so. Then we're going to pop this lower ball joint back together. Grab the nut. And you can either just make it nice and snug, or if you want, you can go online and check the torque specs and torque it to the proper specs. I will leave that up to you. And we're just going to throw the tie rod back in here. Make her nice and snug, or you can go online and check the torque specs and torque it to the proper specs. Grab your wheel nut. Throw her back on. Now it's time to throw the wheel back on. Now we torque the axle nut to 134 foot-pounds. You're going to want the wheel on to do this. It'll make it a lot easier. And then we just torque the wheels. Throw this little cap back on and we are good to go. All in all, I think that went pretty well and was quite easy. If you guys have any questions, comment below and I will try to get back to you.